Hi folks, it's Eurovision Ireland, and we're here with another review of the songs taking part in the 2025 Eurovision Song Contest taking place in Basel in May. These songs all come from the second semi-final, more of that very shortly. I'll go around the room first. We have Bogdan,
Hi everyone.
we have James,
Hi, everyone.
we have Sarah,
Hi everyone.
we have our guest who's definitely not rich. It's Phil. Hi Phil, how
Hello,
are you?
I'm brilliant. How are you?
And tell us which website you write for and a bit about it.
On Europe.co.uk, bookmark it now. It's full of guff. So if you're 16 or under, don't bother because you won't remember the contest actually existed before 2012. If you're older and the thinking man's crumpet, come along. We'll have you.
No answer to that. No answer to that.
That's
Thanks,
the
Phil.
plan.
Of course, I'm John, and Staggy's here as well, popping along here and there, everywhere. Now, as I said, feel free to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, that's Eurovision Ireland, and you can also find us on Facebook, on X, formerly Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram, and Blue Sky, and there may be other forms of social media out there that I've forgotten about anyway. But check us out. You might like some of the stuff that we're doing. Now, as I said, we're looking at 5 songs from semi-final 2, and they are just purely in alphabetical order, and we just picked them at random: Armenia, Australia, Greece, Ireland, and Montenegro. I think that's 5. Right. So we're going to kick off with Armenia. Just get to my notes now. The Armenian song is called Survivor, and it's written by, it's performed by Pog, and he's written it under the name Pog Vardanyan with a cast of thousands, some of whom are Swedish and include Peter Bostrom and Thomas Gieson. So it's got a bit of a pedigree there. Now, the person who's going to be reviewing this one is Phil.
I didn't like it in the national final, but it was the only one that caught my attention. Granted, he's a good-looking boy. That may have helped. But I feel his English accent breaks this song. He sounds like he's learnt English from Minder. You know, it's somewhere between Kent and Basel. You know, I don't know, but you go past that, and it's a great song with a driving beat. Park does a lot of pouting on stage. My problem is I don't know why the middle eight's there. It could be there to provide contrast, but seems completely pointless. Park's voice is on a knife edge too. It could only take one mistimed pitch note to completely ruin everything. It'll be well produced on stage, but despite all of its flaws, and there are many, it's got something that should get it through to the final. I don't think it'll do much in that final, but it's definitely going to get there, I think.
Thanks, Phil. Now, as we're doing in all of these shows, each of us 5 panelists are going to give each song a score out of 10. So there's a maximum score available of 50, and in theory, a minimum score available of 0. But I don't think any song's going to score that, and probably never have and never will. So Phil, what is your score out of 10 for Armenia?
7.
7, thank you. And it's getting a 7 from me as well. James, what's your score?
I'm giving it a 7 as well. He's quite a dynamo of a performer, and I think he'll rock Basel quite well.
Thank you, James. And Bogdan?
I call as well 7.
7 again. And finally, Sarah?
Sorry, there's no change from me. I'm giving it a 7 as well.
So that scores a nice, steady 35 out of a possible 50. It's not bad, actually. Moving on, we're going to Europe, not Europe. No, the furthest one, the big one. Australia. Now, they're still in the contest. Some people are wondering why. We're not going to go into that here. But the guy, Gojo, is singing a song called Milkshake Man. Yes. Now, he's written it under his real name, Marty Zambotto, and it's been written with George Shepherd, Amy Shepherd, and Jason Bovino. Now, leading on this one is Sarah.
Right, well, I have to say, after your comment about Australia and we wonder why they're still in the contest, I have to say that I'm asking myself that question as well after what I've seen this year. When I first saw the preview video, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, to be honest. It was like a little bit, it's going back to the 1980s, but more of a horror story kind of the 1980s, a bit of a mixture of, to me, and like an oversexed 80s video combined with a little bit of junior Eurovision with the yum yum and sweet language. And then talking about sort of the milkshake. We want a taste of the milkshake, man. I have to say, my response to that was unfortunately no, thank you. I really don't. Yeah. Now we all know that songs like this can do okay at Eurovision, and I suppose with the semi-final being all tally votes, and I suppose depending on how many people are drunk on the night as well, it might just slip through in about sort of the sort of ninth or 10th place. And what it does in the final, if it gets there, well, let's just wait and see. Yeah.
Yes, I suspect this song could be a little bit Marmite Man than Milkshake Man. Anyway, Sarah,
Vegemite Man, surely.
Vegemite, yeah. You've got to give it a score, Sarah, out of 10.
I'm giving it 1. Sorry.
1. Okay. Phil.
I want to give it naught, but I will give it 1. It's awful.
Okay. I think because it's got a very annoyingly catchy hook, it's getting a 5 from me.
Who even are you?
James, what's your score for Australia?
I'm not saying this is the worst thing ever committed to music, but surely it's got to be up there. It's a 1 from me.
1, okay. And finally, Bogdan.
You're the only one.
1.
One.
Australia scores 9.
That'll be just as many as they score in their semi-final.
Okay. Let's move on. And we're coming back to Europe, a warm bit of Europe. We're going to Greece. Now this song is in Greek this year, which, yeah, not a bad thing. It's called Asteromata, and it's sung by Claudia, and she's co-written it with the outfit Arcade. And to review this one, it's over to Bogdan.
Thank you, John. Well, Astromata, it's a poetic song. I love it. If I would choose 3 words, would be love, loss, and hope. That's what I think when I listen to the song. She has a beautiful voice, and I think the performance is going to be brilliant. Some say it's a song for the juries, but I tend to disagree because I think everyone can connect to it. Even though it's in Greece, everyone has gone through loss and everyone wants to hope for a better future. And yeah, I really like this song and I hope it will do well. And I can see it as a qualifier.
Thank you, Bogdan. And your score for Greece out of 10, please.
A 9.
A 9. Okay. Sarah, what about you?
7.
Sarah, thank you. Phil?
5.
5. Okay. It's getting a 9 from me as well. Love it. And James?
Nana Muscuri, is that you? I'm giving it a 9. I think it's one of my favourites this year. So haunting and dramatic, brilliant.
Okay. Asteromata scores a 39 out of 50. That could be tough to beat across the whole of the 7 shows. Right. Second semi-final. Ireland are taking part in the second semi-final, and I'm reviewing this one. As you'll know, I did briefly get to interview Emmy before the national final, so you can find that interview on our website and on YouTube. Now, she's co-written the song Laika Party, Laika as in a dog. And she's co-written it with Truls Marius Ora, her brother Erlund Guttelsrud Christiansen, Henrik Östlund, and Larissa Torney. Now, this couldn't be more of a contrast to the song that they sang in Malmo, if you tried. It's bouncy, it's fun, it's just pop, pure pop, unadulterated pop. It's gonna get the crowd going. It's annoyingly catchy, maybe not annoyingly, but it's definitely very, very catchy. A bit like Measles. It's the subject is a bit odd about, it's about whether a dog that was sent into space in the 1950s is still alive and having a bit of a party up there. Well, Laika could be. Laika could be still partying in the sky or not. Don't look at Wikipedia because that'll tell you the answer. I do love this as a song. It was head and shoulders above the rest in the national final on the Late Late Show on that Friday night many moons ago. Um, she's got quite a vivacious personality. You just can't help. The camera loves her. They're gonna get the staging brilliantly done on this. It's going to be visions in silver and spacey themes and probably barking dogs, but not on stage, of course. I love it. It just makes me giggle from start to finish. There's the hook there. It's got everything going for it. I don't think it's going to win, but if it should sail through its semi-final easily. And of course, once it gets through to the grand final, it's game on. I absolutely love it. Maybe not as much as Greece, but I do love this one just because it's fun, and we need a bit of fun in our lives sometimes. So much so, it's getting an 8 from me. 8 out of 10. James, what's your score for Ireland?
I'm still laughing about Wikipedia. I think staging is going to be pivotal. I think if they get staging even slightly wrong for this, and I fear for its chances. But as a boppy, upbeat song about a possibly, almost probably dead dog, I'll give it a 6.
Thank you. Bogdan, what's your score for Ireland?
What? 7.
7. Okay. Sarah?
I love it. I'll give it an 8.
8. And Phil?
I absolutely hate this with every fibre of my being. 1 point.
1.
Well, it's been lovely having you, Phil. Bye.
Phil is Eurovision Ireland's guest panelist.
And will never be invited again.
I'm not saying that. Not saying that. Just don't forget that you don't feel hate. Anyway, that scores 30 out of a possible 50, even with a 1 point thrown in there. The final song in this little review comes from Montenegro. Good to see them back. They've picked a veteran of Eurovision, Lina Žižić. If you're a fan of Igranka, you'll know her voice. She's performing the song Dobro Došli that was selected in the very, very, very first national final of the season, way back in 2018, I think it was, or maybe not quite that long ago. It's been written by Darko Dimitrov, which is another name from Eurovisions of the past. He's covering it with Violeta Mihaljovska-Milic and Boris Subotic. And it's over to James.
So I just want to jump out there first things first and say that Nina's probably the only artist to not win a national final and then end up going to the contest this year. So bravo, that's always that's always an interesting claim to fame. I mean, we knew from Igranka that Nina can belt things out with aplomb. You know, she's got a very powerful, very commanding voice. And from the Montenegro national selection, quite a powerful stage presence as well, which will work in her favour. The song itself, it feels like it's a very well-trod genre for that part of the world. It's sort of your brooding Balkan ballad that she belts out in Montenegrin. I want to say this should do well because, musically it's very powerful. She sings it well. She connects with the camera brilliantly. We know she's been to Eurovision. I think that always helps sort of cutting your teeth at the contest first. The problem I have with this one is just purely in terms of numbers. The numbers are against Montenegro. They are the country with the lowest qualification rate at the contest. We've seen them at the final twice. I would like to say this will be lucky number 3 for them, but the maths just suggests otherwise, which is a real shame. What I hope it doesn't do is, if it doesn't qualify, I just hope it doesn't put them off trying again. Because, of course, you have to be in it to win it. So very happy to see them back.
Thank you, James. Of course, you've got to give it a score out of 10.
Out of 10, for Nina's powerful vocals, I'm going to give it a 6.
6, thank you. Bogdan, what's your score for Montenegro?
Fortunately, just a 4.
A 4, thank you. And Sarah?
It's a 5 from me.
5. Phil?
6.
6. And it's getting a 7 from me. I do quite like a good old Balkan ballad. So there we have it. We'll just recap in reverse order. In 5th place on 9 points, we have Australia. 4th place on 28, we have Montenegro. In 3rd place on 30, we have Ireland. In 2nd place on 35, we have Armenia. And our winner for this little cornucopia of 5 songs on 39 out of 50 is Greece. And as I said at the top of the show, we'll put these together with all the other scores from all the other shows and come up with a winner and a song that might finish last as well. So I'm going to quickly go around the room and ask, could any potential winner come from this 5? I'll start with Phil.
No,
Simple.
that is all.
I did ask a closed question, didn't I? So yes. Bogdan, what do you think?
No, as well. Top 10, yes.
Okay. James?
I mean, if the other 32 don't turn up, then that's always a chance. I think I'll agree with Bogdan. I say there's 1 or 2 in here that could do top 10 if the wind's blowing in the right direction.
Okay, and Sarah?
Not a chance there'll be a winner. Maybe a couple of possible top 10s.
Yeah, I think we're about right there. Yeah, some of these might struggle to get out their semi-finals even, but assuming some of them do, then yeah, top 10 is probably a good finish for some of these if they make the national final, met the grand final. Okay, so there you have it. We've got more shows coming up. Stay tuned for them. And we're going to sign off now. So it's goodbye from Sarah.
Bye, everyone.
From Mr. Phil.
Goodbye. And I'll probably never come back.
You never know. You never know. From Bogdan.
Bye, everyone.
From James.
Bye, everyone.
And from me and Staggy. Bye. Thank you.